Hello, welcome to another episode of Culture Shock. I am your host, Ricardo Picena, aka the Meditating Cowboy, and this is our seventh podcast. This is actually a trial run. I'm gonna see if I can hear the music I'm playing in the background. It's very low. It's a psytrance. A friend sent me a mix a while back, and I forgot to listen to it. And now I'm listening to a psytrance mix that is not the one he sent me, but I just figured I'd throw that in there. But I'm excited to be able to record this one just because I don't actually have anything to talk about other than to be full on out, like just who I am. Like it's not pre-written or preconceived. That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to pause this and see if I can hear it, rewind it. And if it sounds good, I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to keep going. Well, guys, turns out the mics weren't even plugged in. So, and of course, I just had to record this just to let y'all know, because you gotta show the whole journey. If I only show my fruits and not how I get there, how am I being authentic, right? Yeah, can y'all believe I forgot how. Well, I didn't forget how. I just forgot to plug up the mic onto the camera. Okay, let's see now. So I brought it up to eye level. So I was watching like a Jordan Peterson and a Joe Rogan podcast they were sharing, and one of the comments was saying, "Look at the alpha, look at the alpha camera angle on Joe Rogan," because Joe Rogan was like talking like this. If you're on the camera, you'll be able to see me, like kind of talking towards down the camera. Apparently, it just shows I guess authority, or like that you think you're the leader or whatever the freaking commenter was saying. But the point was basically saying that has something to do with the way you feel inside. So I was like, damn you commenters, making me more self-conscious. And now I'm like, okay, bet. Let's see how I feel. I feel like this is, it's there. So yeah, welcome to our seventh podcast. I got a lot of ideas running through my head. What should I talk about? Honestly, I feel like I haven't done like a controversy. Oh, actually, the first one was on ego and racism, and I'm gonna bring that one back just because today or the other day a friend posted something about like, if you're still judging people based on their skin color, you're dumb as fuck, which makes sense. But let's add a little more dialogue, or a little more make it not sound so harsh, you know what I mean? But it is a reality. But what I believe in, and it's kind of controversial, and I kind of did it on purpose just because I am also a marketer, and I know how to bring attention, even though sometimes that attention costs something. Not money, it's just people's hate, their energy gets spilled. But the thing is, it's not that I don't believe in racism, I believe in ignorance. But the way I attract the people, I tell them that racism doesn't exist, but then I tell them in the end that it does exist, but it's actually a byproduct of ignorance. So I believe in ignorance, which is a byproduct of what racism is. If you say somebody's racist, instead of actually addressing the deeper meaning, because if you say someone's racist, you're obviously offended, which you should be. You have the right to be. Fuck, somebody's being racist to me, I'm gonna be pissed off. Somebody being ignorant, you know what I mean? No, not really. Actually, I don't get offended if somebody's being racist, but I get offended of other things. But let's not talk about that. I'm just saying. Let's talk about what we're saying. So, let me regain my thoughts. Oh yeah, ignorance. So I was trying to explain on one of my buddy's posts how that it's not that racism doesn't exist. It's just a byproduct of ignorance. And I went to explain how it's the ignorance of not knowing or ignoring. Ignorant, get it? That's actually, I think, how you're supposed to say it, ignorant. It's not that being ignorant doesn't mean you're completely stupid. It just means you're ignoring facts. But anyways, so you're being ignorant to the fact that you're a human being first, which takes me back to what I believe is the fact that we're, energy or spirits driving a human body, but it's really not that deep. Just the fact we could just go with what we know for sure is that we are actually one species. So to judge somebody off of their color or where they're from is ignorance. And I like to promote the expansion of consciousness. And the reason I even bring such subject up is because if you're aware of that fact, listen up, folks, because this is the fucking key. If we, us as collective, are aware that these human beings are being ignorant, we should use our awareness to our advantage, not to take advantage. In the sense of now we can co-create and be like, okay, if this person's being ignorant, we can be the bigger person, understand them. Of course, if they start attacking you, that's a whole different fucking thing, like physically. Now you better Mike Tyson them. You better watch them Mike Tyson videos. But no, I don't want anybody to get in a fight. That would suck. Especially over that. Like goes back to what I'm saying. Let's not get ignorant. But anyways, if we know they're ignorant, we should be the higher awareness, or we should be the bigger person and understand them from our hearts, and understand that they're being ignorant. They don't know what you know. And hopefully you know that you are also a reflection of them. We're supposed to care for each other. Like if I ever say anything stupid and somebody comes at me the wrong way, I'll probably feel bad. Oh, I actually have a story for y'all. But anyways, I'll probably feel bad. But the reason I will feel bad will be more not because of the stuff that I said. It was because I was not understood. You know what I mean? Or even if I wasn't understood, why was I thrown under a bus like I'm not ignorant myself? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if I am ignorant, please enlighten me in the kindest, loving way. You know what I mean? And let me. That's what I consider. Like, hey, if we think we're the higher consciousness, or if we really think we're so aware, or if we think we're woke, then let's be the woke person. You know what I mean? And of course, you don't beat yourself up if you can't be. We have to reflect. We have to do inner work. It's not just a matter of me saying this and you capturing the information. You have to embody it. You have to become that. And it takes a little bit of changing, and it does sometimes hurt. It takes a little bit of sacrifice. You got to sacrifice your self-image, a little bit of your ego. You got to sacrifice a little bit of how you want things to be. Our self-image, we see things a certain way. That's also known as our ego. Sometimes we have to sacrifice parts of that. For example, for my hood niggas, like, remember we used to say, we don't love them hoes, and then we end up getting married to a hood rat hoe, whatever. I don't judge. I'm just saying I come from that. I understand. But I was always put up like, we don't love these hoes. And at some point when I fell in love, I thought, I was like, I had to make sure this girl didn't sleep around or was a hoe, because I was programmed to believe we don't love them. And what happens if I do? I'm just saying out of experience, because I did like fall for a girl that loved to get around. Like, now I don't see the world the same way. Like, everything I just said, I don't see it that way no more. But I'm just trying to give you a context and to the dialogue, like a point of view. Some of y'all might still be there in that situation. And don't beat yourself up. As a matter of fact, if we're trying to be the bigger person, the higher consciousness, you're in the best fucking position to show people the way. Because now that you're aware or woke, now you can be the change. But in order to be the change, you got to sacrifice part of our image, our self-ego, or our self-image, which is our ego. Just parts of it. You can sacrifice all of it, but then you'll be like Jesus Christ, and then people are going to be taking advantage of you. You don't want to not have a self-image. You don't want to just live in spirit. You don't want to just live in love. Maybe you do. I don't know. It's up to you. I'm just saying, like, the reason I say you don't is because I've been hurt a lot. Like, not only financially, but of course in the end it's all my fault, because I set myself up for that. But I just don't. Now I'm just being very cautious with who I interact with and stuff like that. But the point is now that we are empowered, if we know, No matter where you at, you can be in the hood, you can be in rich people's areas. The point is to be the better person. You know what I mean? And sometimes it is hard, which brings me back to this other story I'm going to tell you about. Somebody, I think it was the same lady on Facebook. I think I posted a video Saturday the 16th. My buddy had a grand opening at the Bishop Arts Center in Dallas. And I was going to go donate some food, give him out and let him try some of the beef fajitas that we cooked with his chile he sells in there. He sells herbs and spices. It's called The Natural Spot. Y'all go check it out. But so in the morning I woke up, did my morning routine, and I recorded right after like yoga or working out. I can't remember if it was yoga or working out. So I was, I didn't have a shirt on. I was a little sweaty, but I was just like, hey guys, I'm very excited to go to the Natural Spot at the Bishop Arts Center or Bishop Arts area in Dallas. I can't remember what else I said. I recorded that. Cool. Day went on. And then like on the Sunday, I opened up, I guess, because I don't have the Facebook app. I have to log into Facebook through the computer if I even want to log into Facebook, just because I was wasting a lot of time. But anyways, I go in there and like in the message, it says, I don't know you, with like this older lady. And I was like, oh, okay. Like it's just, she replied, I don't know you. Like I didn't write her first. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I don't know her either. And then like on the reply on the video was put a shirt on. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. I was highly offended. Oh, I know why. Yeah, I was highly offended. I was hungover the day after, so alcohol was in my system. I was like, why was I? But yeah, but anyways, I was like, what the fuck is this old lady bitching about? You know what I mean? And then, long story short, it is hard sometimes. It's hard, especially if you still want to indulge in like modern society's, I guess escapism ways, like getting drunk, getting hammered drunk on the back roads. But yeah, that shit was crazy. But what I realized from it, I was like, okay, like I allowed myself to be petty, of course, but I didn't say nothing petty to her. I just deleted her. But I did make a video letting people know, it's like, hey, if you're gonna dish out criticism to me and come at me in a rude way, don't get mad if I do the same. I really wish you understand me if I do, actually, because I'm gonna understand why I'm doing it. I'm gonna understand why you're doing it. But sometimes I want to let my little selfish side out, and I'm be like, fuck it, I'm gonna be petty if they want, because I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? And I thought I was being me. I thought I was being cool RP. I was like, oh man, I'm being cool RP. And here comes this person, like, put a fucking shirt on. I was like, damn. Like, man, you know what? Delete this person. But anyways, yeah, it's hard. Believe me, it's hard. And I use tools that helps me. Medicinal cannabis is really good. I highly suggest you get prescribed medicinal cannabis if you can in your state. Unfortunately, some human beings are still making it illegal in certain areas. Can you believe making a plant illegal? I believe in education, which brings me to a next topic. Yeah, let's go to that. I'm actually just talking about stuff that I advocate. Like, I advocate education. I believe in education. That's why I stay reading. As a matter of fact, the camera is propped on books that I need to read. But yeah, I think reading is freaking awesome. Reason number one why I think reading is awesome, or you can listen to audiobooks, is you're literally paying for somebody's experience. Like, we love to feel good about ourselves. I'm actually trying to write a book. It's going to be called The Human Experience. But anyways, don't y'all dare take that name. But anyways, is you're paying for people's experience. Can you imagine getting fucking Warren Buffett's, all of his books? You should. And read all through them if you're trying to become a billionaire like he is. And what do you think he's going to tell you? He's going to tell you shit he's been through. He's going to tell you shit that he's done. You know what I mean? He's going to be talking his shit that he knows. That's basically what you're paying for when you're reading books. And I love entertainment too, though. Don't get me wrong. I had gotten rid of my TV for a while. Well, at one point, for a whole year, I had no TV, just straight reading, internet shit. Like, I went deep into the rabbit hole. Like, it was the best oh man, it was the best time ever. And I highly suggest y'all do that too. Like, like submerge yourself for a whole month or two just to just one thing and see how much you can learn from it or extract from it. And it's actually awesome. But anyways, I believe in education. I think it's key. I used to hate it, and I think I know why. It's just sometimes we get forced to shit that we don't want to learn. We don't want to learn certain shit, and we're like, we just have to do it. And unfortunately, the way shit works now is if, like, the school system, not talking shit, because a lot of my friends are teachers and stuff, and I actually, I put teachers up here in the fucking pedestal. I love teachers. I fucking salute y'all, because I couldn't stand kids this day and age. Fuck, some of them are crazy, legitimate psychopaths, but I salute y'all, and I still have hope for the kids, though. Just saying. And that's why I like teachers. But the school system is really not set up for you to think for yourself. And I don't mind everything they're teaching. I think some of the shit helps, but I think you should be able to think for yourself. And it's hard because even your parents don't want you to think for yourself. Unfortunately, they were brought up that way, and you have to fight that as well. I lucked out that my dad's a straight gangster. Like, that motherfucker is a gangster, and I love him for that. And my mom, she's a little saint. It's like literally opposites attracted, and they made me. Oppie. But my dad, yeah, and he always was skeptical of everything, even his old shadow, man. Like, he always taught me to, like, be skeptical. Saying I was skeptical of him. It just only made sense. And I'm glad he taught me that, because if I wasn't skeptical of him, our family would not be where we're at because of the way my dad is. Like, I psychoanalyzed him, and I'm pretty sure we would have not been where we're at if, yeah, my father and my mom sacrificed. Actually, all of our sacrifices. If we wouldn't have sacrificed what we did when we did, we would not all. And my dad too, of course, himself. But he was the one that, the dad figure is supposed to be the fucking leader. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm holding him up here. But we're good now. But anyways, yeah, he's always taught me to be skeptical, and then my mom always taught me to be grateful and loving and emotional. So I think it's good to have a mixture of both. You have to really know your dark side, which reminds me of a YouTube video by Jordan B. Peterson that says you got to know your dark side. And I'm glad, like I was saying, my father brought me that way, because I feel like I allow myself to be. And I mean, he was a little dark, but he was also loving. So it was kind of, and my mom was loving. So it was like a mixture of like fear and love, and like the yin yang, you know what I mean? So it's just a matter of me now tuning everything in. But I'm glad I got that education and freedom to be that, like, who I want to be, like, so free spirited, you know what I mean? Like, I literally have chosen the sword I'm gonna die on. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm gonna die like doing that shit. It just means that I really believe in the shit that I'm saying. I'm not just fucking saying that shit just to say it. And what's crazy is I still understand we're human. We're not perfect. We're not always gonna be, you know what I mean? We have to be human. But I feel like just being aware and trying to make the change is a huge fucking step for humanity. I mean, think about our past, our history. I wouldn't even be able to do this. Bro, I'm African, Spaniard, Native American. They would have, like, how is that even possible? You know what I mean? They would not allow that. They would have hung me. I don't even know what they would have done, to be honest. But what I'm saying is, look where we're at. Look what we're creating. We're good. But I still think, the thing that I advocate is education, which is an expanding consciousness, which is another word for, I feel like, knowledge, embodying knowledge, expanding yourself. But it's you have to allow yourself to experience that. And I don't know. I think y'all should read books wherever y'all are trying to go. Read up on it. Whatever you're trying to do some Google searches, do some YouTube videos, fucking do some books, stick to one thing. I'm telling you from experience, because this is why my mind's always, because I jump to like 5 different things. They're all inside the same bubble that I like, but they're all different things. It takes, I don't know, like a certain kind of mindset to keep up. And I hope I'm producing good quality content because I want to empower other human beings to understand that there's nothing different between me and you other than our daily choices we do. You know what I mean? I love to take cold showers, not strictly straight cold showers, like 30 seconds, maybe a minute. It feels great. There is some science behind it that it helps your mind release certain endorphins, but it also generates certain cells that otherwise your body wouldn't know how to make because you're not ever in that uncomfortable state. Does that make any sense? Yeah, our bodies are fucking crazy. I highly suggest studying on our body too, our human body. I think it's crazy how we could do crazy things. But yeah, I had the choice to either record a quick podcast or do my laundry, which I already did my laundry, but put it up. I figured I can do a podcast and then put up my laundry. So yeah, if y'all want to know more on what I truly care about and the shit that what I think I'm doing for humanity, like for lack of a better word, is on my website, The Meditating Cowboy. I have educational videos, informational, practical videos. You can learn about the human body. I think one of the first things we should do is learn about our breath, like breathe through the diaphragm. And those videos are on themeditatingcowboy.com. The videos are made by professionals, not by me. I'm not a professional on breathing, but I learned these videos, or I watch these videos, and I learn through other shit. Like I just fall into this funnel of like, if it's the breath, I just search who knows about it and who's actually trying to help. The way I do that too is I research who that person is and what have they done for humanity, or their background, not humanity in general. And you can usually piece shit together. I was like, oh, this person cares. Of course they're going to buy certain stuff and do certain things because they're human beings. They're allowed to be who the fuck they want to be. I should respect that. But they're also going to give back to humanity the way they want, and we should also respect that, as long as they're not hurting nobody. And so most of these people that I put on the meditatingcowboy.com, those people are like straight up. I look up to them. I admire them because I don't really want to be that. I like who I am, who I'm allowing myself to be. This, I think, is cool. But those people are, man, they're on another level, and I really think y'all will learn from them. There's also a webpage on there, self-educational tab, where there's another link to MIT free online classes, and they offer I don't know if it's all their classes online for free, but you just don't get certified. But imagine embodying that knowledge. If you're an entrepreneur or you can work with other people who are, if you learn that shit and you get hired, you don't have to be certified because your shit can be put into practice and it'll bring results. That's what's good about knowledge. It's like you don't need to be certified. If you stick to one thing and you really put that shit to work, you can make money and sustain and then help others with it if you want. But yeah, that's what I like about education. Like no matter where you go, you're going to be okay once you do that. Because, of course, the ending's the same for everybody. So we have to at least try to enjoy life while we're here. If you want. If you don't, that's cool. But just don't try to let others do good. Don't try to ruin it for them. You know what I mean? If you can't enjoy other people's, successes, that's fine. Just don't hate on their successes. Because you're not helping. Now you're just doing harm. By hating. Get that shit out of here. But yeah, I guess sometimes we need polarity in order to sustain in life. But still, get away from here. All right, well, I think that's it for the podcast. I don't want to give too much information on my next step, but I'm just gonna say I'm gonna start my food truck again. That's it. Y'all want to know more? Y'all know where I'm at online. Fuck with me.